Alright guys, so welcome to another Autoscope Reviews video. Today I have the 2025 Volvo XC60. This is a plug-in hybrid car, so this will be the first time that I do a plug-in hybrid on the channel. So I actually came out today to Volvo in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the same place that I was at when I did the video for the EX30. They were nice enough to have me back. Was planning to do either an XC90 plug-in hybrid or the EX90, but with the end of the tax credit ending just 2 days ago on September 30th, today's the 2nd of October, they sold literally all of the plug-in hybrid XC90s and their very last EX90 as well. So they still had this on the lot and were kind enough to let me drive it for a few minutes. So this one, like I said, is the 2025 Volvo XC60. This is the plug-in hybrid. You've got the charge port on the front left and then your gas tank back on the back right. This is in the crystal white exterior color. The inside is charcoal. And this one has a 2.0 liter turbocharged engine, of course with an electric motor. Has an 18.8 kilowatt hour battery. That's good for about 36 miles of EV only range. And then your miles per gallon equivalent when you're running it in hybrid mode is going to be 63 mpge. So really good fuel efficiency. Kind of gives you the best of both worlds with having some electric only range, but then of course having the backup gas tank there when you need to take longer trips. If you are doing only gas, your battery's depleted for whatever reason, you're not near a charger or just haven't charged it, then you're going to get 28 miles per gallon gas only. Still not very bad at all, pretty good. And then this one is the core, so it is the base model for the XC60 plug-in hybrid. And this one gives you 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. So those are just some quick stats to throw out at you. But now we'll do just a quick walk around here, let you see the vehicle, and then we'll hop on the inside. So of course up front you have your classic Thor's hammer headlights and the classic Volvo emblem there up front on the grille. I think it looks very nice, very classy, and it looks real clean in this white color as well. The crystal white is a really pretty color. So like I said, up front here you have your charge port. Now of course, since this is a plug-in hybrid, you only can charge level 1 or level 2. So this is not capable of DC fast charging. That is your J1772 charge port there. Again, on the driver's side up front. So you can plug that in your garage or at your house on a 110 volt outlet, just the standard house outlet, and you'll get charged up somewhere between 12 and 15 hours is what I'm told. So essentially if you get off work, you go straight home, plug it in by the morning when you're leaving at 6 or 7 o'clock, you should be good to go. But if you want a quicker charge, then you can plug it up on a 240 volt outlet and you'll get from 0 to 100 in only about 5 hours. So that definitely gives you a little bit more flexibility to be out later or whatever, plug it in when you get home, and you should still be good by the time you get up in the morning. The rims on this one, again, since it's base, are not bad, not the best either, but these are on Pirellis, and the size on these is, let's see if you can see there, 235 55 R19s. So you get a 19-inch rim here on the core trim level of the XC60. So we'll take you around back here. You see it has the standard Volvo styling. That was what you would expect from Volvo. With those tail lights, the classic design there for Volvo, especially for their SUVs. Really nice looking SUV. Now granted, this is only a 2-row SUV. It's not a 3-row, given that it's the XC60. XC90 is the 3-row option. So if you're in the market for standard two-row SUV, 5-seater, this is a really good option. Again, they have plenty of these. I think this might be the last plug-in hybrid, but plenty of gas-only options, and of course, get new inventory in every day here at Volvo in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So certainly check them out, and I will list their website and everything down below. But this is the charging cable. So you get a charging cable that comes with this one, has both the 110 and a 240 volt kind of plug adapters. That way, no matter what you have at home, you should be able to charge with no problem. Good bit of space back here. I'll throw up the number for the cargo space. Don't know that right off the top of my head here on the screen. But it's a decent size, I would say. Not class leading, but certainly pretty average for this size vehicle. Got a good space for storage over here on the left, and a pass-through there in the middle. If you have something long, you could always pop that down and slide it right through there. There is memory on this, so you can kind of set this button here so it can remember how high, if you have a low garage or anything like that. There's a memory height system there, and then this is the button here to close it. So really nice. This is the T8 Core plug-in hybrid all-wheel drive. Here is your gas tank here. And looks like that one's gonna have to be open from the inside, so I'll show you that soon. All right, so sitting up front here, you can see plenty of space here in the XC60. I'm pretty average at 5'9", so not super tall, but roughly average, and I've got plenty of room here, and then I'll jump behind myself in a moment on both sides so that you guys can see that. This driving position is currently set for how I would drive. I just finished driving it not long ago, so I'll jump behind myself there so that you guys can see. So all the new Volvos come with the Google system on the inside, so you have Google Maps and everything like that. It looks really nice, pretty user friendly as well. And then on this one, the main screen I wanted to make sure I showed you was your drive modes. Excuse me, that sound, there we go. So the drive modes, you have hybrid, power, pure, off-road, and then constant all-wheel drive. So the car does, if you're just cruising on the highway, don't really need the all-wheel drive system, it will switch out of that way. It's a little bit more fuel efficient, but you can set that for it to be always in all-wheel drive. Pure here is going to be your electric only mode. So like I said, on a full charge, this one gives you about 36 miles of EPA estimated range. Based on your driving conditions and how fast you like to go, or if you're in a really hilly or whatever environment, that could change and differ a little bit, but roughly 36 miles to a full charge on that 18.8 kilowatt hour battery. Power is going to pretty much lock it into gas only mode, because you're really going to be using the gasoline and the gas engine to be giving you all of that available horsepower. And then you have the hybrid mode, which is exactly what it sounds. You're going to be using both the gas and electric power for better efficiency. And then battery usage, I thought this was a really nice feature. You can set for it to automatically use the battery as needed. You can hold it. So if you fill up your gas tank and you're going somewhere, and for some reason by the time you get there you want to have a full charge still, just to do some around town driving once you arrive at your destination without having to use gas or anything, you can press that hold. It will not use any of the battery. It will use pure gas, of which case you'll get around 27 to 28 miles per gallon. That way, whenever you arrive to your destination, again, for whatever reason, if you want a full charge, you'll have that available. And then you can choose this option here to charge. So if you need the vehicle to charge the battery for you, then you can certainly do that, and as you're driving, it will charge the battery for you. Then of course you have all your safety assistance features as well, your lane keeping assist, the road sign information, ready to drive notification. It does have a steering feel firm, so this just tightens up the steering a little bit. I checked that out a little bit. You can definitely notice a difference when you turn that on. And then the creep mode, with that off, you're going to get more of a one pedal drive feeling. So as you let off of the accelerator, the car is going to come to a stop, and then it will hold it there. If you turn on creep, then the car will still slow down, but then when you let off of the brake, if you're at a stop, like at a stoplight or something like that, you will kind of slowly creep forward in the same way that a traditional gas car would do. So that's sometimes a feature that a lot of people like to have. I prefer creep being off because I like the feel of a one-pedal drive without really having to use the brake pedal that much. So of course down here you've got your other controls for the volume and things like that, your defrost, forward, backwards. This is your home button on the Volvo, so you'll press home and you go back to that screen there. You can go into all different type of modes and screens here. It's a status there for your tire pressure, and press on your oil there, see your oil life, all that good stuff. And you can always press this button here to go back home. So their shifter is here. You just pull that down to go into reverse, neutral, or drive, and then you press this button here for park. You have your 12-volt outlet there. This is the start and stop engine button, and you have your park and brake and auto start. Decent storage here in the middle, though it's not crazy. Not very deep, but still a decent amount of storage. And then 2 cup holders here that are pretty nice. Decent size glove box. Actually a really good size glove box for this size vehicle. This might actually even be a little bit bigger than some larger SUVs and even some pickup trucks that I've seen, so that's a good size there. Your door on the side there, pretty standard. Again, given that this is your core model, it's not going to be too crazy, but you still have nice soft touch surfaces here at the touch points where your arm would be. Of course, you got your lock and unlock window feature here, and then the door handle and some storage accordingly. So that's the door on the XC60, and they all pretty much look the same. This model does have memory seating, so I'll go over to the driver's side, show you guys that real quick. So you've got memory seating here, memory for 2 different spaces, lock and unlock, and then you have your control for the mirrors, and then your window controls, and to lock the rear windows. Again, a little bit of storage there, and then the door pocket, pretty much the same all around. I'll show you this, if you can see. There we go. So the front screen on this thing is really nice. It integrates the map here on the instrument cluster, and I really like how it does that, if I can get all these messages to go away. So it integrates your map here. That way you're less distracted by looking over at the center screen. So I thought that was really nice. I'm actually going to turn down this air so that it's not very loud. All right, that's much better. So of course you got your steering wheel, classic Volvo. You've got different audio controls here, and distance for the cruise control there. And then if you move over here to this side, this is the pad to control messages and stuff that appear up top, and then you've got your voice command and then different menus. So you can kind of filter through these here, see your map, and turn the map off. Over here on the right, you have your kind of power meter, if you will. So way on the right there where you see kind of that teardrop, that is the indicator for your gas and your charge. So of course your power meter is anything from there and above, how much power you're using. If it drops below, that's the regenerative braking, sending energy back to the battery. And of course you have 2 meters down here. The top one is the meter for your battery. So right now our battery is barely over halfway charged with 25 miles of estimated range, and then the gas tank is low at 50 miles to empty right now. So anyways, that's a really nice instrument cluster. You don't get the heads-up display or anything, since this is the base core model, but you do get that on higher trim levels. And like I said, I am about 5'9", fit really nicely here in this in this vehicle. So it's really nice. Up top here you get, of course, lighting, and you get like some controls for the sunroof. This one has a sunroof. I'll show you that in a minute. And then just some speakers, SOS, things like that. Nothing too crazy up top. Of course, you do have mirrors here in your sun visors. And yeah, so that wraps up the front here. Really nice feel. The driving dynamics are really nice. You can definitely feel the horsepower. It's got lots of get up and go, being the plug-in hybrid. So yeah, I really like that. Now I'll hop in the back seat here behind myself just so you guys can see the back seat. So again, it's not a huge back seat, but it's plenty for most people. Definitely for children are going to be very comfortable. Most adults are going to be mostly comfortable back here as well. The only gripe I have is in the middle. This hump is fairly large. It's pretty high actually, so an adult would not be comfortable for very long in the center. Your feet would definitely have to straddle, and then you're infringing on, you know, whoever's sitting on the side. So me, being 5'9", I can, you know, sit behind myself with plenty of space here in between my knees and the back of the seat. The shade is up right now. I kind of forgot to hit that button, so that's on me, but you can see the sunroof above us there. It goes all the way back above my head back here, so it's a nice panoramic sunroof. Got good lights here, and then kind of like your storage hook thing here. You do get air vents for the back on the B-pillar. That's really nice, really good for kids, really good for car seats. Really just is a better option over having them down low in the center console. You do get a little bit of storage here. You have heated seats in the back, so heated seats on the left and the right, not in the center. And then you have 2 USB-C outlets there for charging in the back. Have the net here for some storage on the back of both seats. And then you do have a center armrest here. So that armrest is pretty nice, pretty good and soft, so you'll be comfortable. And then you press that in there for some cup holders here in the back, which is nice. All right, so that wraps up the Volvo XC60 pretty much. So I'll jump out here. So again, I just want to say thank you to Volvo of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, for allowing me the opportunity to take this one on a quick drive and do a video on it. Always appreciative to them and their time for allowing me to come. So if you guys are in the market for a Volvo, check out Volvo in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Again, I'll link their website in the description so that you guys can check them out and see what they have. I'm sure they'd be happy to help you find any vehicle that you're needing, whether it's gas, plug-in hybrid, mild hybrid, or fully electric. So thanks for watching to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.